Hello, my darlings, and welcome to day 17 of the 31 Days of Horror. And today I bring you a darling story from a very good friend of mine. We Are Many, The Fading Light, Book 3 by Alan Aspinall. Oh, yes. Oh, what an absolute corker this one is. We meet some very interesting characters in this next novel. And let me begin by telling you all about them. We meet Martin Stanley. Yes, Martin is helping his friends move house. And at the end of the day, rather than going home, his friend talked him into staying to play the new Spider-Man game that he'd got for his computer. Now, Martin stayed slightly longer than he should have done, and rather unfortunately has been following his sat-nav home. I think the sat-nav is being guided by something other than sat-nav technology, perhaps? Shall we find out? Yes. Something else got into the sat-nav. It did indeed. And it is guiding his car right up to the Beckton Road murder house, where unfortunately Martin's car breaks down. Martin uses his phone to phone the AA, which he's a member of. No, it's not Alcoholics Anonymous, it's the Automobile Association. Just for anyone that may not be British and doesn't know what the AA is. Anyway, the AA man is half an hour away. Oh my goodness. So poor Martin has to sit in his car directly outside the Beckton murder house on Beckton Road. And all manner of things go off, and the door to the house opens. Poor Martin starts getting these very frightening telephone calls, and poor Martin, I feel so bad for him, I really do. And it's a cat and mouse game at this point, and you're left wondering whether or not the AA man is going to get to him and rescue him in time and get his car back on the road, or will the Beckton beast get Martin? It's very nerve-wracking at that point. Brilliantly written, of course, and the fear and the terror that flows through these first couple of pages is phenomenal. It's so good. It's brilliant. It really, really is. And it's well worth a read. 88 pages in total, but 88 pages of pure gold, my darlings. Absolute pure gold. Our main characters, it's not Martin, would you believe? No, we have Jenny, Dan, Derek, Ada, Margaret, Kathy, Jade, Alison, Joanna are Derek Kelly's victims. They play a major part. But Jenny, Dan, Brian and Rachel are part of a team, a very special team. They are known as the Ghostly Nightmares. It's a YouTube channel that Dan and Brian set up together along with Jenny. Now, I'll explain a little bit about this. Jenny is a goth girl, and she's a girl that's able to talk to the ghosts. Now, Jenny has had quite the childhood, quite the traumatic childhood. She lost her mother and her brother when she was 12 years old, and from that point onwards in her life, she knows she has a very, very special power, and it's the ability to talk to ghosts. I know. Not everyone has this gift, but comes in mighty handy when you're running a YouTube channel called Ghostly Nightmares. And apparently it's getting real traction and getting an awful lot of subscribers, which is fantastic. It truly is. Because as Brian says, the bigger we get, the more money we can earn, and the big bucks are going to start rolling in, baby. He says that to his girlfriend Rachel. Yes, Jenny is dating Dan and Rachel is dating Brian. And Dan and Brian together are running Ghostly Nightmares. And Jenny, having done quite a bit of research on the Beckton house, says that the house is due to be torn down. So they don't have much time to get in and record and do a ghost hunt of the house. Now, everybody out there in the big wide world, do you honestly think it's a good idea to go in to the Beckton house where the Beckton Beast lives and do a ghost hunt? Well, off they trot, all four of them, in the back of Dan's van. They drive all the way with all their equipment and do a ghost hunt in the house. And this is where all the really weird and strange stuff starts to happen, and it becomes utterly deranged. Now, bearing in mind what had happened in this house with Derek Kelly and his victims, Ada, Margaret, Kathy, Jade, and Alison, and Joanna. Yes, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls that got murdered by Derek Kelly. Now, Lucy. Well, we all know that Lucy is the devil, right? Yeah. And Lucy has struck a deal with the 6 girls that were murdered. Henceforth, the demise of Derek Kelly. And if you haven't read Lucy, the first book, I won't describe it too much because there's an awful lot there that you need to read. But I must say, I do highly recommend. Yes, brilliantly, beautifully written. Alan, it's wonderful. I absolutely adored your novel. I really did. And the 3rd instalment has been absolutely wonderful. You are a wonderful writer. You really are. And I'm not going to spoil the ending at all, but what you need to know is that this ghost hunt is unlike any ghost hunt you have ever witnessed before or ever will ever again. Because Lucy, the master of deception, struck a deal. You never strike a deal with the devil, do you? Well, some people do. I don't really think they know exactly what they're agreeing to. The fine print, the small print is very small indeed. Yes. So anyway, the crazy ghost hunt begins. Do they survive? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to read the book and find out, aren't you, my darlings? But true to form, as I always do, I always read a little bit of every novel here that I am reviewing. And this is no exception, and we are going to read a little bit to you now. We Are Many, The Fading Light, Book 3, Alan Aspinall. Copyright 2021, Alan Aspinall. Credits and acknowledgements. Book cover design, Zoe Bramley. Editor, Cadence Nola, printed in Digipod Incorporated in the United States of America, first printing edition 2021. Available on Kindle. Please do download and read. They are amazing. But this is book 3. Right. Extract from the North London Gazette. Ghostly Goings On. It has been just over a month since the brutal crimes of Derek Kelly were exposed to the world. It should come as no surprise that the local community is still deeply troubled by his horrific actions. Kelly, originally from Ireland, was responsible for the deaths of 6 women in the Barnet and Enfield area. He was also implicated in at least 1 murder in Dublin, as well as an attempted rape in his hometown of Dolan. Kelly's crimes all took place in an abandoned house on Beckton Road, North London. While police had been on the hunt for the perpetrator for several weeks, the case was only solved when detectives received an anonymous tip-off about locations of the missing women. Kelly was found dead at the scene, his mutilated body being uncovered in the basement of the house. In the weeks that followed this grisly discovery, there have been numerous reports of strange, often frightening noises coming from inside the house. With some locals going as far as to call the police. When questioned on their findings, a spokesman for the Met said that while the house had been searched on several occasions, nothing out of place had been uncovered, labelling of any reports of the supernatural as little more than the unease generated by a community still coming to terms with the tragic events that took place there. The house itself has been scheduled for demolition in the new year, but for many in that area, that cannot come soon enough. And that, my darlings, is the only part of Alan's book that I'm going to read you, because you must download this and read it for yourselves. It is absolutely fantastic. And there we are again. We are many. The fading light, that's the one that you should be looking for. Okay, my darlings? I'm actually going to get a playlist put together of all the reviews that I have done so far of the books, which of course is only 3, but we're going to build up a playlist for Alan's books. Yes, we are. And I do feel that you must give these a go. They are amazingly good fun. Very tongue-in-cheek, but that is Alan's kind of writing. We'll be back soon, my darlings. Hold on. I'm sorry, I've just been interrupted. I must have left the key in the door. Hold on. Coming. Hello. Thank you. Do excuse me, my darlings. I'm afraid I was interrupted by the Amazon delivery guy. Anyway, here I am. I'm back now. So, We Are Many with Fading Light by Alan Aspinall. Please do give his books a go. I'm sure you will absolutely love them as much as I love them. And on that note, my darlings, I will say what I always do. I hope you have enjoyed the little presentation I've done today. And if you want to, please give us a thumbs up. And if you really enjoy what I've done, you can always give us a follow and come back tomorrow for another beautiful, exciting, ghoulishly gory tale. And I do look forward to seeing you, my lovelies. Happy readings, darlings, and enjoy. Take care, my loves, and I'll see you tomorrow.